Hi guys, welcome. My name is Isra. Today I'm going to be sharing a channeled message for the month of April. This is the 4th month, and number 4 is the number of foundations. And in March we had the eclipses, the lunar eclipse in the sign of Virgo and the solar eclipse in the sign of Aries. So for many of you there were some internal or even external changes that were taking place. And April is going to be calling us to slow down and to be present with the body. Slowing down doesn't necessarily mean slowing down in all of your projects. It means to create time to listen to yourself. And how this can look like is having a practice, a 10-minute practice, where you consciously and intentionally create time to say, I am here with you, I am open to listening to my heart, to myself, and to whatever message I am meant to hear from my higher self. And if you are feeling disconnected from your intuition, this is very, very normal. Most people do feel disconnected from their intuition, and having a practice to strengthen the muscle of connecting to your intuition is so, so important. So one practice that I do, and this is actually a plant medicine, super, super gentle and very powerful, and that is ceremonial grade cacao. This is a plant medicine that I have been connecting to and I have been sharing for the last couple of years in ceremonial context, because I have seen such a profound impact on my life, in connecting to Mother Earth, in connecting to my intuition, heart, as well as opening up my channels of speaking from my heart, speaking compassionately to myself, speaking compassionately to others. And cacao is also ceremonial grade cacao. That is, because it's minimally processed, it has many nutrients that the body needs. And having the right nutrients for your body is essential, because it then allows you to connect more deeply to your body, to your intuition, and to have a clearer vision and understanding of what you want to create. So when your sacral chakra isn't open, it is not being felt in the emotions, in the sense of being deserving and receiving pleasure and love, and receiving also nourishment, you then block your ability to see into your truth and your third eye, as well as your sacral, your also connection to your intuition. So that's why ceremonial grade cacao, I would say, is something that checks the boxes for many different things. And I have a practice where I sit down for 5, 10, or 20 minutes where I drink it, I connect, and then align to myself. So if you are interested in connecting to this beautiful, beautiful drink, I have a link down below to my favorite cacao from the company of Fly Cacao. And another message that's been coming through, other than grounding, connecting to your body. Again, number 4, the number of foundation. This is the energy of Mother Earth waking up in the month of April. Yes, we had the spring equinox on March 20th, but this is when things start shifting and changing in the northern hemisphere, and Mother Earth, you see the first buds of the tree coming up. And May is when things start to really blossom and flourish, depending on where you are, depending on the temperature. I'm here in Canada, in Ottawa. It's still very cold, but we are getting there. Usually mid-May, that's when things get warmer. Another message is around creativity. This is a major, major message around stop getting in the way of yourself. Start creating from your heart. And any criticism, any voice within you that is saying that it's not good enough, that no one will see it, and that it is something that is not worth sharing, that voice, if you want, you could listen to it or put it aside, but do the thing that you've been putting aside for yourself. This is the time, the energy is ripe for you to create. And knowing that when you start sharing your truth, it will have a ripple effect. Before, I would think to myself, who's going to be listening to my meditations? Who's going to be watching my YouTube videos? And if we all did that, no one would be sharing anything. And I know the people that I follow on YouTube or the teachers that have had an impact on me, if they also said this, if they said, what if no one watched my video and they did not create, I would not be where I'm at right now, in the sense of my ability to alchemize and to transmute things that are not serving my highest good. And they have been the light posts for me in my life. And so because of that, it's about getting out of your own way, not listening to that self-criticism that, you need to look within yourself. Where does this come from? From society, from your parents, wherever it may have come from, or the stories that you created according to what you saw, or the comparisons of like, oh, this is already out there, there's no point of me sharing it. But the way you share something, no one else can share it. And when you truly align to your energetic frequency, to your own unique imprint of energy, you will see that everyone that truly aligns to their truth will then share it differently. And for example, maybe this idea of blessing water, it's already out there. But the way I share it or the way another person shares it is dynamically different. So this is an invitation for you to create the thing that you've been putting aside and asking yourself, what does my heart desire to create? To be in front of the camera, to make that piece of art, to create something with your hands, to write out a piece, whatever it may be, just know that when it is created from the heart, it is beautiful, and that your creativity is needed in this world, and that you are meant to share yourself. And this will open your heart so much more. There's this feeling of resentment that gets created with time when you do not share. Especially when you see someone sharing something similar to what you desire to share. That creates so much frustration, resentment, or any uncomfortable emotion, and it's not worth it. Believe me, it is not worth it to wait. Do the thing, learn along the way, do not expect perfection from yourself, and yes, it is you who will impact other people's lives. So it is the time now to start planting those seeds and creating what your heart is desiring. And feel free to reach out to me if you feel like you need some sort of motivation or inspiration, because you are meant to share. I have now over 6,000 followers on an app called Insight Timer. This is where I have recorded more than 25 meditations, and every time I did a meditation at the beginning, I was so critical towards myself. I was so hard on myself. But over time, I realized, wow, I am having an impact on people. I have thousands of reviews there. And I could see that, if I did have one or two bad reviews, I need to put those aside, because the people who have benefited is so much more. So that is the message of creativity. Start creating from your heart. I took out a couple cards from the Ancient Stones Oracle card deck, beautiful card deck. And one of the cards is Live the Question. Curiosity, open your mind, live into it. What this means is that if you don't have all the answers, knowing that it's okay to live the uncertainty, to explore, to see, what if I went on this path? What if I did this? And to just experiment and do the thing that you've been holding back from. And this can be a card of also the desire to travel, to explore, because when we travel, we get to see reflections of ourselves. And so there might be the seed being planted of, I want to go to this place, or actually traveling. And traveling doesn't mean, it doesn't have to be outside of your country. It could be simply going into a place in nature that you've never been to. Discovering new places expands your mind and gives you new perspective. And connecting that, the second card that I took out is seeing beauty. See the beauty, gratitude, the sacred is everywhere. So when you start seeing the beauty in your life, meaning having gratitude for what you have, you will then start to magnetize more of what your heart is desiring. And this will also shift your energy, ground you more into your body, and it will open your energy field, your inner masculine energy and feminine, into receiving more of what your heart is desiring. And the more you do this, then more you might start seeing like, oh wow, I was holding myself back, or the sense of like, I am not worthy of this. Whenever you feel that feeling of I am not worthy, go into the energy of reverence and gratitude for what you have, and to see the beauty of your life. And that whether it be like a past life energy or parallel life energy or something from your childhood that made you believe that you are not worthy of having wealth, go into that energy of gratitude and just say, I am here to listen to that voice, but I know I am worthy of receiving so much more than I could have ever imagined. So it's this new opportunity to welcome in greater wealth into your life, abundance, in love, in money, in receiving love for yourself. In giving love, you receive more love as well, and giving in a balanced way, not over giving to those who are not willing to give to you, and being discerning in this way. Discernment is so important when it comes to giving love, because if you're giving love to those who are not respecting you, who are not giving you love back, and they are looking down on you, this is not the healthy way of giving love. Discernment is so important when it comes to that. And you are breaking cycles in the sense of whatever patterns that your parents had and that your ancestors had. You are the cycle breaker. You are the one who's meant to be like becoming aware of things that are not working. So that's another like many like new layers coming through as well, of like realization of like, whoa, this is not working the way I have been in relationships, the way I have been caring for myself, caring for others. This is not working. These are just some examples. And being humble enough to look at yourself and to see, have I not been in full integrity? And then working on yourself, doing the inner work, doing the shadow work around that. And another thing I wanted to mention is that usually the cycle after the eclipses tends to be very potent in the sense of integrating what was shifted and changed. Of course, the impact of the eclipses is for 6 months, but from what I have observed in my life is that it has been the most potent every time it's the moon cycles after. The next full moon is April 12th in the sign of Libra, and this is going to be an energy of balance connected to relationships, and balancing the giving and receiving, and again being discerning of who you are giving to. And depending on where Libra is in your chart in astrology, then it will impact that house. So for example, Libra is in my first house, so this is the house of identity and how I see myself. Also, one last message before I end for today is that if you are going through a difficult time, just know that it will pass and that it is not forever. Sometimes the mind makes you think that it's something that will last forever, and that's something that I had been through for sure. And at times when things are heavy, when it feels like you're moving through mud, know that you are being put through an initiation to alchemize this energy and to take back your power and to remember more of who you are, and that it will pass. This is something that I just want to say. And to have a practice where you're like filling your cup up, meditating, being with yourself, and listening to your emotions, not numbing them, not rejecting them. I know it's so uncomfortable. I have been there so many times. I have been through severe depression for many years. And you know, one thing that I realize is that people would talk about when you get into your 30s, it's going to be different and all this stuff. Honestly, I would say my 30s have been way better than my 20s, because my 20s were times where I was unlearning the indoctrination, the sort of brainwashing of school, and unlearning the ways of not critically thinking and just being in my truth and remembering more of who I am and solidifying into more of who I am and understanding what that even means, because that is something no one can teach you, but it is something that you can come from within and say, what are my strengths? What are my weaknesses? Who am I? And not letting anyone else to tell you who you are will help you in staying grounded, and not whenever there's a challenge in life, that you stay solidified in yourself and that you have a number of things that you could do in your toolbox, like meditation, movement, so important, the medicine of movement, to get you out of your mind and into your body, and somatic work to release any stored tension or emotional heaviness through movement is so important. So I hope you enjoyed this video, this energy update. And if you have any questions, feel free to comment below, like this video, subscribe to my channel. That would mean so much to me. And I will see you very soon.